Hello, folks. So today we'll be starting your chapter 5, getting started with Python class learning computer science. So this is a very first chapter where the programming about the language actually starts and familiar education in the basics of Python programming, and it is completely aligned to service what is given in 2026. These topics will be covering it here. Before that, there was an introduction video also. You might have watched. Introduction to Python will be covering what are the features, a Python normal hello world program, how to write it, execution modes, interactive mode, script mode, difference will be saying, Python character sets, what are tokens and types of token, there are 5 types, variable, rules, L value, R value, how the assignment takes place will be studying here. What are the comments and then chapter summary along with some common question answers and mistakes that we should not make, we should see that. And at the end summary we'll be seeing it here. So yeah, what is a computer program basically? Computer program, previous chapter also discussed introduction to problem solving. That a computer program is an ordered set of instruction or that algorithm that is being translated in a particular programming language. Here it is Python. So it tells the computer to perform a specific task, just like a recipe is step-by-step directions for the computer to follow to execute anything or something. So considering a real life example, let's say when you use a calculator app on your phone, right? The app is a computer program that instructs the phone processor to add it, subtract it, multiply it, or divide the values, right? That a programming language is a special formal language used to write programs or the instruction that a computer can understand and execute. As we know already, computers understand a machine language that consists of zeros and ones. To high-level languages like Python, C++, Java, JavaScript makes it difficult for computer to directly understand, but it's easier for humans to write programs in it as they're high level languages and they're easier to understand, much like English, without worrying about this low level uh, instruction in zeros and ones, right? These are some of the key terms we'll be covering. Machine language, low level language, you know. What are high level language, you know. What is a source code, you know. That is a program written in a high level language. And machine code is a object code that later get trans- translated into zeros and ones. Interpreter, Python is an interpreter language. It translates and executes the code line by line. And compiled language यानी कि translates the entire source code at one go into the object या machine code, just like your C++ or Java does it. So studying about what like Python. The Python is a high-level interpreted general purpose programming language developed by this person Guido van Rossum. This is a founder name in 1991. It is known for its simpler, readable syntax that resembles plain English. Python uses an interpreter to execute code. It means the interpreter processes the statement one line at a time, means one at a time, translating and executing each line before moving to the next line. And if an error is found, it will stop right there and execution stop at that line. So what is the differences here we got? Interpreter and the compiler. Interpreter translates line by line, stops at first error, easier to debug at test one line used by Python and JavaScript. But in compiler, translates the whole code at once, shows all the error together at the end, and faster execution after compilation. But in interpreter is a slow execution because line by line execution, and compiler is in C++ and Java. Okay, these some mnemonics, don't get confused about it. Yeah, so this question, who developed Python and when? Remember Guido van Rossum. You can google about it in the Wikipedia also about the founder, and in which year? 1991. And this one liner is that Python is an interpreter, high level general purpose open source language. Yeah, so users, if I say a Python in application decision automation software is anything to automate AI/ML purposes, ML algorithms, machine learning. We use in some sort of robotics also, and data analysis and data science it is used, data engineering. So all this modern stuff that is being coming, that is in Python. Some DSS stuff we can also do, but it's not implement that much in Python. here. Okay, leave that part ahead. Let's go to the context here. Features of Python. Python has many qualities that makes it one of the most popular programming languages in the world. What are these features? It is a high level language because the code is similar to English, right? As a pseudocode that we write it, isn't it? That's the one feature. It's an interpreted language, line by line compilation is been done. Like a live translator who speaks sentence by sentence. So when the error is caught there, it is stopped. Free and open source is freely available. Anyone can download it, use it, even modify source code according to their requirements. Not in the original program, but yeah, in your own copy of that program. Then the simplest syntax, easier to read and write. Indentation is by natural in Python. That is not there in Java, JavaScript, or even in C++C. So there other languages there are blocks like curly braces to define it. And indentation not mandatory. Here indentation mandatory, since natural spaces alignment should be there. Actually, four significant digits is only used, right? Then case sensitive, uppercase and lowercase are treated differently. Different identifiers. Portable language are platform independent. Like a Python program written in Windows runs on Mac or Linux without any changes, just like a PDF file. It runs with everyone. Sometime in docs file or Word file is some font issues, but like in PDF it's fine. Like that here also. Is that it is made by platform independent. Then fewer lines of code even write as compared to C, C++, Java. A task needing 20 lines in Java may need only 5 to 6 lines in Python. Rich library support. There are a lot of modules, libraries, external supports, ready-made functions and modules like math function, random module is there, math module is there, OS module is there. Like a well-stocked toolbox. Grab what you needed. You don't need to manually define it, everything. Right. So we can say it's a battery included language also. Then is web development is also used by web apps like Flax Framework, Django purposes. Instagram, YouTube backend use Python. ChatGPT is made in Python. It was one of the most fastest, so it's made in Python. You go and search in Wikipedia, you will finding it. OpenAI uses. Indentation is there, so it is easier to read and structure. It is. So yeah, some of these features. Remember, you can have a mnemonics. Let's say have ice cream for class. Studying Python requires love. High level, interpreted, free or open source, case sensitive, simple syntax, portable, platform independent, rich libraries, less code. So sometimes the question can write any 4 to 5 features of Python. Don't just write one word answers, write some little bit of phrase type thing, right? And always include at least 5 districts: high level, interpreted, case sensitive, portable, indented, all these things. These are some of the important ones. What is difference especially as compared? Different features you should mention in the unique features of Python that is not in other languages. The how to execute a simple hello world program. Just download it. It may be taught in laboratory classes how to download this Python from this website www.python.organization downloads. Then you have the Python white color ideally coming up. What is for ideally? Integrated development learning environment. The editor that comes in Python and the Python prompt will be the command prompt. So the interpreter is ready to accept command that is in the interactive mode. Interactively it goes, right? And we can how to execute, we can use a print function in Python to display the output on the screen. That's the most basic output function. Let's say I want to print hello world. It's print function and we're getting a string, so it will be hello world, one space here, and hello world, and closing there's a bracket, no semicolon will be required. In other language semicolon is required at that. So like this print message, print hello world. You can see hello world.py. You can name a file. The file extension name is .py here. Okay. And they say welcome to Python. Then print text, print 10 plus 30. It will print 30 here. So you can make calculation like this. Print sum equal 10 plus 5. So यहाँ पे sum equal to 15 it will print. It's a string and then we'll calculate this. Then only then this is a edge case here, something important here. What is this print without any parameter within the parenthesis round bracket? So it will print a blank line there. This is basically you have to separate out the things. If you're writing it here, not anything, no content here, then again write content here. So like that. Case sensitive, remember. So we use the print function in starting, whole thing is in lowercase only. Don't write like this, print. This is wrong. Okay. And quotes are needed. Opening, closing bracket are needed. If you forget the quotes, name error. Okay. Then closing parenthesis, syntax error. All these errors will be coming. Right. Then is a discussing the okay. Discussing the execution modes here. We have the two ways in Python to write and run programs. The first is the interactive mode, other is the script mode. Interactive mode basically what comes in the first screen, with the command prompt you can see. So like this, it will be coming and output will appear immediately after pressing the enter. Ideal for testing a small pieces of code. Simpler programs and statements are not saved here. You must retype to run again, also known as REPL, this read, evaluate, print loop. For testing purposes, it is interactive mode is used. But for writing let's say I want to just print hello something, it will give out hello, nothing else. We cannot write multiple lines of programs here in this interactive mode. In script mode, write multiple statements in .py file, save and run the whole program at once. Ideal for large programs. Code is saved permanently for future users and run via the run module F5 and ideally. So it may be taught in your laboratory classes how to do the setup and run in Python. That you perhaps might be knowing to here, I will not be showing that. So you can just see the how the Python cell here. Some examples are there. How it looks like a print hello. So it will just give hello. If I give in a command from 5 plus 3, it will give a 8, and 10 asterisk 2, it will give a 20 later. Like you cannot understand this, okay? What is like this command from 5 plus 3 per 8, it will give us 8. Okay, if I give 10 asterisk 2, it will calculate below it, will give 20. It is not given one line actually, it will give below. It is wrong, it is formatting is not there. The script mode, how it works: open ideally, go to that file, go to a new file, write your Python code in the editor, save the file to .py extension like myprog.py, and run then run module, or just press F5 on your keyboard. The output then appears in a Python cell window. The print save earth, that will save earth, then print preserve future, that will preserve future later or something. Hey, so how to compare? What is a comparison table? uh, Interactive mode, how to start: open the Python cell ideally. In script mode, you have to create a .py file. Execution, one statement at a time. Script mode, entire program at once. Saving code is not saved. Script mode is program is saved in .py file. Base interactive mode is best for quick testing and learning. Script mode is best for large complete programs. Interactive mode is for immediate line by line output, immediate output, like chatting it, reply immediately, right? The script mode, like with a chatbot or something, maybe. Maybe the person can take delay, but yeah, not a chatbot. But script mode, it will output, it will give after running a full script. Like script equal to save, like writing a story, save and run the full story later. Rerunning must retype the code in interactive mode. Script mode, just press the F5 again and change the alterations again, right? And interactive mode starts with the command prompt with the angle brackets, right? In the right side, three angle brackets, as you can see. And there in script mode, there's a prompt editor window is there, right? So sometimes the question might be asked: differentiate between interactive mode and script mode in Python. To at least 3 to 4 points is right with proper headings actually. That's the table. Just take a screenshot and remember this. How the thing, and the extension is .py and not .python. So don't get confused with that here. Then Python character set. What is actually character set? It is a character set is a complete set of valid characters that a programming language can recognize and use. Like this is the alphabet of this language, like English language 26 alphabets, right? So like this Python programming language has a particular character set, and these are the alphabets of that, and which are allowed basically. The Python recognizes four categories of characters. Letters, you have the uppercase letters from A to Z, uppercase 26, lowercase a to Z, it is there, right, 26. The example uses we can use in variable names, name, age, वगैरह. And digits from 0 to 9 to 10 digits basically. Numbers we can give 42, that's an int, 3.14, maybe a float, or we can give complex numbers also like 3 plus 3a plus bj. There's a that format in complex numbers. It who might have studied maths may know it in class 11, this chapter there, how it is. Here we don't use I, but we use the 3 plus B J we use, not B I. Iota we don't use it. Huh? Special symbols, a special character, all the operators, wala symbols, punctuators, all these. White space, error space, tab, new line, carriage return, these are used for indentation and separating the tokens, right? The if asked to list characters categories of Python character set, write all the four letters, digits, special symbols, and white space. At least the examples to a page. Sometimes there may be a question like that. So yeah, keep this in mind. These are important questions which we are covering when we're reading the topic. So you can see this. And the Python tokens. What are tokens? These are building blocks of a program, smallest units of a programming language. Like a sentence is made up of words, Python program is made up of tokens. Every instruction writing uh, the Python is broken down into tokens by the interpreter. There's lexical analysis, syntactic analysis, semantic analysis, all this code optimization, intermediate code generator, all these things are there later. It is not discussed here. But basically, I love Python. It's, the words are what in this string format. I love Python. Three different words, right? Strings. These are all three individual tokens. Like x equal to 5 plus to x equal 5 plus 2. There are 5 tokens here. The tokens are of 5 types: keywords, identifiers, literals, operators, punctuators. Punctuators also known as delimiters. Sometimes literals also known as constants. Identifiers are your variables. Keywords are your reserved words. Operators, you know the same operators in like in maths probably, right? So let's first start with just 5 categories of tokens. First we have the keywords. Keywords are the reserved words that have a special predefined meaning. They're known to the interpreter and cannot be used as the variable names or identifier. Right? And Python 3, the latest version here, has 35 keywords and they must be written in the exact case. Most are lowercase except true, false, and none. True, false, none, these are start with the title case. When first is uppercase, then other lowercase, normal English word. But other, these other 32 ones, you can see all these. These are basically lowercase. Yes, everything is lowercase, right? To just read this. And as assert, break, class, continue, def, del, elif, else, except, finally, for, from, global, if, import, in, is, lambda, non-local, not, or, pass, range, written, try, with, yield, import, print. These are all the keywords here. Okay, sometimes in exams it might be a switch is not a keyword and circle that one and separate that out. So you have to remember these things. Actually, it might be seem long, but with practice you remember this. Everything will not be using. Some will be using actually, but some common ones it will be there. It will not be gonna be so hard in exams. Identify the non-keyword, right? Which is not a keyword actually, not the non-keyword because none is actually keyword here, right? Then never use a keyword as a variable name. Like for equal to 10, don't use it. If equal to 5, this will give us complete syntax wrong. And know that true, false, and none start with the uppercase. They are keywords. Everything is not lowercase. Just remember like that. Which are the exceptions? Then is the identifier. Identifier means the name given to a variable, function, class, module, or any other object in a Python program. It is how you refer to these elements in the code. Like you have a name, right? You are a human, you have a name, and that's your identifier. Like that we identify the variables like that. And there's a rules for naming an identifier. It's to start with a letter or an underscore. Remaining characters can be letter, digit, and special characters. So special characters are not allowed except underscore. Okay, let's say name hashtag sorry, underscore total is allowed, but one name is not allowed because starting with a desert. So these are not valid variable names, identifier names. So in exams, it might be asked which of these is not a valid identifier name. Select that out, or figure that out. These questions can be there. Number one, my bar. This is the thing. My hyphen bar is not allowed. My space bar is not allowed. Any white space. My for is allowed, but rec for is not allowed. But why? Because for is a reserved word. It's a keyword. The keywords cannot be identifiers, right? Score 2 is allowed, but 2 score is not allowed. First character cannot be a desert. Special characters are not allowed. My at the rate name and dollar name cannot be used. And case sensitive. Age and age here like this is not the same, right? Can we have any length actually? That is not the thing. Length is not a restriction here. So we have to remember these things. How to identify an identifier and which are not identifiers, segregate them out. Then we come to the third type of token, the literals or the constants. The literals are the fixed values that are directly into code. The value doesn't change in the program execution, and they are also known as constants. Like your string literals are there. That has been text enclosed in the single or double quotes. Mainly we see double quotes because in other languages one character is used for single quotes, right? But in Python you can use single or double. Doesn't matter. Hello Python class or anything. Then the numeric literal. These are integer number, decimal number, float number. 3.14, minus 100, 0, 42, anything. Boolean literals, truth values, only two possible. That is true, that is yes, other false, that is no. Null literal is the absence of any value and null value. So you can use a none keyword there. Okay. None is different from zero. None means no value, but zero is actually a number, right? So it is an integer. So don't get confused. And the second in here, if you give like 42 here, this is a string literal. But if you give 42, this is a integer literal. So don't get confused even though they might look same. There's the operators. Operators are the symbols or keywords that perform operations on one or more values, or the operands. The operand is a variable or literal on which the operation is performed. So operand plus operand equal to a certain operation, and like this plus equal to, these are the operator that is being used. The three things are used. The second 50 plus 20, 50 and 20 are operands and plus is the operator, right? So in Python generally there are 7 types of arithmetic operators. You have the addition, that will give like 10 plus 3 is given as 13. Subtraction, 10 minus 3 is given as 7. Multiplication, we use the asterisk symbol here, like a star symbol. Okay. 10 asterisk 3. 30. Division, we use a normal one. This is will give a float division. 3.33 it will give. Means a float. But if we want to do the integer division, we use a float division. This is a integer division also. A 10 float division 3 equal to 3, right? Modulus operator is remainder division basically. 10 modulo 3, 3 into 3 is 9, so it is returning 1, right? Exponent is to get the power. 3 asterisk asterisk 2, यानी कि 3 square basically it is basically 9. 2 cube it is, here it is 8. There is a relational operator or the comparison operators. These are greater than 5 is greater than 3 to give a boolean value here, that is true. Less than 5 is less than 3, false. 5 is greater than equal to 5, true. 3 is less than equal to 5, true. 3 is less than equal to 5, sorry, 3 is less than equal to 5, 3 is less than 5, okay, true. Here it is this greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, then cannot be and it either of these conditions. It is not used like this, it is used like this. Okay, that is math. Equal to is a double equal to, plus only equal to is your use for assignment. X equal to 5, then you have to check if x equal to 5, that is the if condition, and will result in true here. X is assigned to 5, right? Not equal to is not like this, it is wrong. It is exclamation mark equal to. Don't get confused here. So here is also described about what is assignment, what is equal to. You can see this. Okay, this is a very common mistake. Then the punctuators and delimiters. These are the special symbols used to organize the structure of a Python program, used for grouping, indexing, separating arguments, ending statements. These are the things. Like parentheses are used in print function, print high. Square brackets, my list of zero indexing when we're studying list data structure, we're studying that. Dictionaries and sets, curly braces. Separating items out, print a comma b comma colon if x greater than 0 colon if for while always में use होगा. Dot, obj dot method that is used for the period access in attributes. Assignment values is the equal to hashtag for the commenting purpose. That is a non-executable parts of statements of program that is used for the programmer's reference of what the code is about, right? Quotes, single quote, double quote for string letters, at the rate, decorators advanced later. You'll see that that is not the thing. So these are the summary of all the five token types, right? And CBSE often asks identify tokens in the Python statement. X equal to 5 plus 2. How actually I will dissect this statement? X is a identifier. Equal is a punctuator or the operator, that equal symbol. Equal to is equality. 5 is a literal. Plus is the operator. Then again 2 is a literal. Right? So you can break it down like this. Okay. Then variables in Python. The variables in Python discussion. Variable are not storage containers in Python. Remember, variables are not storage containers in Python. Okay, important. A variable is a named memory location which correspond to a particular memory location that stores a value. Like x can be, you can see 10, later x we can assign to 5, right? Can happen. So they are not storage container, they just refer to certain memory location in the background. It acts as a container that can change in program execution. So it's actually a reference, a pointer to an object that is stored in the backend memory, right? It's like a box. Label is a variable name, and what is inside the box is a value. You can change what is inside the box at any time, right? The creating variable, there's a name equal to Aryan. So this name is Aryan string variable. Age equal to 17 is a variable. Max equal to 95.5 is a float variable. Past equal to true boolean variable. Pre equal to 5 integer variable. प्रिंट नेम करोगे आ नहीं आएगा. प्रिंट एज कॉलन कॉमा एज आएगा तो एज स्ट्रिंग में प्रिंट होगा एंड कॉरस्पॉन्ड करेगा जो एज है आपको यहाँ 17 विल बी कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग टू दिस पार्ट एंड बी प्रिंटिंग दिस पार्ट, राइट, this part. And print marks comma past, the marks it will give the 95.5 and past is like true, we're printing this out, right? That's all here. And going to rules for naming variables, you know this already. Important properties of Python variables. Implicit declaration, you don't need to declare the type. जैसे कि x equal to 5 you can assign x equal to 3.14. Python automatically knows that. But in this is a in the Python code how it works. But if you write CPP code or in Java code, it will be int x equal to 5. Okay, then again like float x equal to 3.14, and then semicolon is also required then in those languages, right? That is implicit declaration, automatic declaration, not manually like explicit, right? Dynamic typing, you can change the type of variable in Python by assigning a new value. X equal to 5 and x equal to hello is valid. Dynamically typed language is Python, other is statically typed as if you were Java later. So this is value can change, you know. Memory reference, you know, how to access a memory location, use the id function. The ID function returns the unique memory address, the memory location of an object. Every object in Python unique ID that stays the same throughout its lifetime. Maybe in a one program. If you exit that program, it will be changing. जैसे कि x equal 10 print id of x, it will give that memory location. Y equal to x print id of y, assign करेंगे the same assign हो रहा है, it will give the same one, right? Because both they point to the same object. If I give x equal to 10 and y equal to x, further y points to y or not, the id of x will be equal to the id of y, the memory location, and they point to the same thing. And x equal to 10 is pointing like this here, and y equal to x is pointing like this here. So y is then further pointing like this to 10. Something like that internally is happening. Data types in Python, in numbers are integer, float, complex. Boolean is bool, none is non-type, sequence, string, list, tuple, mapping is dictionary. Then list are square bracket. If you run bracket tuple, this is dictionary. Sometimes set is also like that, but set is not in the syllabus. So not okay. Only 4 data structures are there. String, list, tuples, and dictionaries in class 11. Also in 12th. 12th we have stacks also later, but that will be implementing data is list only there. Then discussing the next mutable and immutable objects. Mutable means object those values can be changed after creation, and at place the values can be changed. And immutable means values cannot be changed after creation, or at place the values are not be changed. यहाँ पे even simple data values at place can be changed, and this is the same thing cannot be changed. जैसे कि in mutable you have lists, set, dictionary, right? You can add, remove, or modify elements. Immutable you have integer, float, string, tuple. Change the value, Python creates a new object. So sometimes it might be know the difference. What is the difference between a mutable and immutable data type? So the definition is a string a mutable or immutable data type. Then justify your answer. So you can write a string as an immutable data type as the value cannot be changed after creation, and to change the value the Python will create a new string object, right? Then concept of L value, R value. L is at the left hand side, I is on the right hand side. Left is generally the expression like x equal to 5. If you write x equal to 5, this is the L value, this is the R value. And the middle you have the assignment operator, that is the L value storing the variable name, the memory location where it is being stored, and we can check during the id function. And this side the value is being stored. Maybe this is a or 5 plus 3, that is a formula I'm storing it, or maybe let's say in x I'm storing hello instead. So that is a literal, that is how it is being done. So you can see this part. 5 plus 2 is the R value, x is the L value. Expression 5 plus 2 is evaluated to 7, and it is the value that is being stored in the x. Evaluate हो गया expression 7, इधर ये store होगा result. If we write print of x of 5 plus 2 300, it will giving 7 at the end, and if we print the id of x, it will giving the memory location there. As another example, price equal to 100, discount equal to 20, final equal to price minus discount, that is 100 minus 20. The final value क्या है 80. Don't get confused, the indentation is not there. You might not be understanding, but yeah, it is the formatting a bit wrong. The R value is evaluated first, then the result is stored in L value. L value must be a variable, you cannot write 5 plus 2 equal to x, that is incorrect. R value can be a literal variable, formula, or any valid expression. Memory location of the L value can be found using the id function. So you can visualize it like this. Simple x equal to x plus 1 is mathematically impossible, it is wrong here. In math it is, but in programming right side is evaluated first using the old value of x, and the result is stored back into x. So Okay, this part is compound assignment operator, how it is being done. See, if I give x equal to 5, and then if you write x equal to x plus 1, so old value of x is 5 plus 1, and that is now 6. So now 6 is x. This, or you can write this as x plus equal to 1. So this is known as the compound operators, compound assignment operators, or augmented assignment operators, right? The CBSE may ask sometimes in the statement A equal to B plus 5. Identify the L value and R value. L value is the A, the variable stored in the result. B plus 5 is the R value, that is the right hand side expression being evaluated. So you can be descriptive here. Then we come across the topic use of comments in Python. What are comments? These are the non-executable statements of a program that is being ignored by the Python interpreter during execution. They only exist for the programmer's readability and reference documentation purposes. Right? Simple, like sticky notes in a textbook. They help you others understand the content, but they are not actually part of the subject content. The why it is beneficial, makes it easier to understand for you and yourself later when you have it or forget it. Document the purpose of what the things you are using, the variable, logic, functions. Revisiting old code after long time, you can remember up things from there. Essential in team projects where multiple programmers work together, they can understand each other better nicely, collab each other. Is for debugging. Temporary disable a line by commenting it out. That is used. Later we'll be seeing a hash in this part how it is used in debugging. Then in Python you have the single line command beginning the hash or pound symbol. The hashtag hello. You don't need string even, just hello. Right. There's a multi that is an inline command. There's a multi-line command we can give using the triple quotes. Three quotes here, three quotes here. We can give hello world in next line. This is one line, this is one line. A triple quotes. So you can see this. Method 2 it is written in triple quotes. Okay, and some other key facts about comments you can read it out here. And comments slow down the program. It is not like that. It is completely vague and wrong and lousy. Since the interpreter ignores comment entirely, they have zero impact on the program's speed or output. The time complexity doesn't depend on that. Right? So what is a comment in Python? How it is written? Give an example sometimes. Mention it is start with the hashtag ignored by the interpreter for programmer reference. Used to make the code maintainable, readable, documented. Give an example there. Multi-line comment is there. Single line comment is there. Inline comment is there. How they are multi-line is in triple strings, sorry, triple quotes, and this is in the hash and a pound symbol. And that's all. And we are now here in the chapter end. The summary. You can read this. Introduction we discuss the key features, we discuss the education modes, character set, token types, variables, LR value, uh, comments. We discuss all these things. So yeah, you can take sort up all these things and some of the questions right here and take a screenshot. The important points to remember, you can take a screenshot back here. So these are very important actually. And that's all for now. Later we'll be publishing the chapter 6 that is gonna be there. To stay out here for that video, intro video. And if you like it, just subscribe to this channel and like the video. And that's all. Thank you for watching.